Welcome, yogis. Thank you for being here on my birthday and on this beautiful sunny day, Labor Day weekend. I found a study that you're going to be fascinated by. I hope you are, because I was. We're talking about our immune system and boosting our immunity through yoga and breathing. This study was done in 1979 by Dr. Jack Shields, who's a lymphologist, 1979 at the 7th International Congress of Lymphology. So back then, there was a raging debate concerning what activated the lymph system. So Dr. Shields led this study, and he was the first person to ever photograph the thoracic duct, which is the duct that goes from the belly all the way up to between your lungs. It's the largest of your lymph vessels, and he was photographing this duct while doing certain things. Number one was walking on a treadmill, and basically there was no effect at all with pumping this lymphatic duct. Number two was jogging on the treadmill, and there was a very slight increase in the action of the thoracic duct. And number three, getting off the treadmill and taking a very deep, slow breath. And guess what? That made this thoracic duct, I quote, shoot like a geyser. Compressing and pumping effect did cause 15 times more in toxic elimination than jogging or walking, 15 times more. Debate was settled then. And since then, everybody knows that deep breathing is the most important thing you can do for your health, hands down. So we'll start with our deep breathing. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Make sure the crown of your head is reaching up toward the ceiling. Relax your shoulders down and start focusing on your breath through your nose. Slow, even, long, and full. And sometimes it's good to envision a color associated with the breath coming in and out of you so that you can follow in your mind that color going in your nose, down your throat, expanding your chest and expanding your belly, filling your belly with that color. And then as you exhale very slowly through your nose, you'll feel the color or visualize the color coming out of your body. Follow it all the way out your nose and then repeat. Slow, even, long, and full breath. At your own pace. I hope you have found you've been practicing yoga with me for a while now. I hope you're finding that this deep breathing is becoming more of a routine thing for you to do every day, and it's becoming easier to do. Sometimes when you get started with deep breathing, you become dizzy. But by now, you're cherishing your deep breaths. In and out, slowly, evenly, fully. Pumping that thoracic duct, coming all the way from your belly, all the way up your chest between your lungs. The largest thoracic vessel in your body. Flushing all the toxins. Take one more deep breath at your own pace. And bring your breathing back to normal. And then we'll do one other pranayama using our hand mudra. So let's start with our palms on our chest at our heart center. Squeeze your hands together, and we're going to go with breath here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lace your fingers, lift your elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, slowly push your palms forward and stretch your shoulder blades. Feel them separate on your back. And then inhale, Bring your arms all the way over your head. So now you're stimulating all the lymph nodes in your armpit area. And then as you exhale, unfold your fingers back to Namaste hands above your head. Inhale, push your fingertips up. Exhale, slowly bring your hands back to heart center. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As you lace your fingers, bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Exhale, push your palms forward. Inhale slowly as you bring your palms facing up toward the ceiling. Exhale, unfold your fingers back to Namaste hands, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, push your fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your palms back to center of your heart. And then release. And then we'll go into our asana practice, but first I will greet you with Ambalu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Okay. Boosting our immune system. We're going to start with our knees bent in front of us. And you can sit on a bolster if you like, as long as you can keep your back nice and long. And now take your arms and hug your knees into your chest. Bring your feet as close to your body as you can. And then tuck your tailbone underneath of you and tuck your chin and round your spine backwards in a C shape. So your forehead is going to come down towards your knees. So you're squeezing all of your abdominal organs here, including your spleen, which is an integral part of your lymph system. This is called Pavanmuktasana. And then slowly bring your chest back upright. Keep your left knee bent and extend your right leg long on the mat in front of you, foot pointing up. Now, use your left hand and bring your left hands on your shin so that you can bring your chest up and forward so that you have this neutral lower spine. Don't let your lower back collapse here. So you're really hugging the left knee into your chest. And with your right foot pointed up, we're going to do some leg lifts. So inhale as you lift your leg off the mat, hold it for a beat, and then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale, lift again, hold, exhale, lift again, hold, exhale. Okay, so I hope you felt your hamstrings and your quadriceps warming up with that. Keeping the left knee bent, walk the foot out to the side, and then turn your torso so that it's over your right leg, and put one hand on either side of your right thigh. And then keeping your spine long, just allow your chest to come down towards your right leg, feeling an opening in your left hip, feeling a stretch in your right hamstrings. Keep your spine long and keep your head in line with your spine. Don't allow your head to drop. And then relax and breathe. Relax and breathe. Relax and breathe. And then slowly come back up. Walk your foot in. And this time we're going to take our right arm and hug the left knee in. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Park your left hand behind you. So this twisting action is also massaging all of our organs in their abdominal cavity. This also helps digestion, and proper digestion is really crucial to your health and your immune system. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you slowly rotate your body back to center, and then rebend the right knee and hug both knees into your chest again. So you bring your feet as close to your bottom as you can. Feel like you're curving your tailbone underneath of you. Tuck your chin and move your spine in a C shape behind you. Bring your forehead towards your knees and feel the flexion of your spine. Feel the vertebra open. Feel your shoulder blades separate. And then slowly come back up. And this time we'll be extending our left leg long. Keep hold of your right shin. Pull your right leg towards you so that you can move your chest forward and the crown of your head up, and lengthen your back. Flex your left leg. And we're going to inhale as we lift the foot, the leg. Exhale as we touch down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Pause. 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 Exhale, down. Good. Okay. Walk the right foot out to the side. Turn your torso to come over your left leg. Put a hand on either side of the left leg and allow your chest to melt down towards your leg. Now, don't lock out that knee. Make sure that the knee is soft. Your leg is straight, but the knee is soft. Just allow your chest to come down. Feel an opening in your right hip. Feel a stretch in the hamstrings of your left leg. Keep the head in line with the spine. Couple more breaths here. Relax into this mild stretch. Okay, come up, back, upright. Walk the foot back in, and then left arm hugs right knee. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Park your right hand behind you. Try to keep your torso vertical, perpendicular to the mat as you twist. Deep breaths as you twist here. Breathe again. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. One more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly back to center. Okay, with your feet back in front of you with bent knees, grab your belt. And you may not need the belt, but we'll start with the belt here. Just bring it around your feet. This all depends on the flexibility of your hamstrings. This is called an inchworm. So we're going to start with our knees bent a lot, legs together, and the belt is just an extension of the arms here. So keep your spine upright. So you're pulling your belly towards your thighs to put a normal curve in your lower back. Feel the stretch in your lower back as you pull on the strap and bring your chest towards your thighs. And see if you can keep that straight back, and then walk your feet forward a little bit, holding the belt like an inchworm. You're inching your way forward. And then keeping that back, see if you can walk the feet forward even more. And only go as far as you can without you letting your back collapse. And maybe this is where you stop. Maybe you can go a little bit further. And if you straighten your legs, just make sure your knees don't lock. Make sure your shoulders stay down from your ears, and make sure your lower back doesn't collapse outward. And then just breathe here a few breaths as you relax in this deep stretch, this hamstrings and hips. This is called Paschimottanasana, Western facing pose. And it's called such because the back end of your body is known as the western side of your body in old Sanskrit. And also because In ancient yoga days, they used to practice early in the morning facing east. So with the sunrise, so their backs would be facing west. And then very slowly allow to come back upright. Shake everything out and then pop off of your bolster if you're on one. And we'll do a little bit of abdominal work. Yay, our favorite. Navasana series, boat poses. So we're going to start, we're going to gradually build here. So don't rush into this because you'll get plenty of the abdominal work. We'll start with what we call an easy boat pose with our fingers behind us, pointing toward our feet. Push your pelvis forward so that you get an arch in your lower back. Shoulders are down from your ears. And you're simply going to lean on your hands and just raise your calves so that they become parallel to the ground. Keep your back nice and long. Don't let your lower back collapse. And breathe. Really engage your belly muscles here and breathe. Big breath, breathe. And then come upright, feet back on the mat. And now curl your spine, hug knees to your chest, release your back. Okay, next step. Take your hands behind your thighs. Pull your chest forward and up so that you have that lower back in a neutral curve. Shoulders down from your ears. Make sure that you keep your belly engaged as you lean back onto your sacrum. And now lift your calves so that they become parallel to the mat. And then breathe. Make sure your shoulders stay relaxed. Breathe. Don't let your lower back collapse. Breathe. And then feet come back down. Hug knees to the chest again to release the back. So no matter how hard we try, we do use some back muscles in our abdominal work. And therefore, I like to give them a little break in between. Because ideally, we would only be using our core muscles in the front and not so much in our lower back where you might tend to feel it. Maybe the upper back, but not the lower back. Okay, once again, behind the legs, pull the chest forward. Rock back again. This time, maybe straighten your legs a little bit more so that you're in a V. Now, only go as far so your back doesn't collapse. So everybody's different here. Make sure that you breathe. Make sure your back is nice and long. If you feel like you can let go without sacrificing your spine, go ahead and do that here. And breathe. Make sure your shoulders stay relaxed. Breathe. And then bend your knees, feet come down. Hug knees into the chest. Okay, the next one. So when I say core muscles, your core is your entire upper torso. But with the Navasana poses, you're using not only your lower belly muscles, but your mid-abdominal muscles, and you're using some of your upper back muscles. What we're trying to do is avoid pinching the lower back and our hips. We're also using some of our hip flexors here. Next phase, we're going to have our feet extended away from our body, but your knees are still bent and your feet are pointed up. Okay. We're going to pretend we're reaching for our feet around our spine, and then slowly roll down, and lift your feet so that they're about eye level. And don't let your shoulders touch down, but you're pushing your lower back into the mat. This is our low boat. Push your lower back into the mat. Breathe. Shoulders are off the mat. And then come all the way down. Mini Shavasana. Relax. Okay. So listen to me carefully, because you can't see me well when you're lying down on the mat. So you're going to bend your right knee, keep your left leg long, bend your right knee into your chest, and lace your fingers behind your right thigh. And we're going to pull ourselves up by pushing and extending our right foot while we lift our torso up off the mat. So you're going to push into your right foot and then come upright. Good. And then we'll go down again. Reestablish your slightly bent knees, feet pointing up. We're going to curl our spine as if we were reaching for our feet. And then slowly, as you roll your spine down, your feet are going to lift. Roll your spine down until you get right below your shoulder blades. Push your lower back into the mat. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Your feet are about eye height. And then lower all the way down, Mini Shavasana. It's time to pull up. We're going to bend our left knee, grab behind our left thigh, lace our fingers behind the left thigh, and you're going to use the momentum as you push your thigh into your hands, as you straighten your legs and use the momentum to come up to seated upright. Bend both knees again. See if you can hug your knees into your chest like we did earlier into our Pavanmuktasana wind release pose. Curling your spine backward. Now, take your hands on your shins. See if you can roll down and then rock on your spine a few times to massage it. And then with momentum, see if you can roll back up. Okay, good. And then come over onto a side, come into table position, padding your knees accordingly. Starting in a flat back table, take a deep breath. Exhale, bring your bottom down towards your heels. Lubricating our joints. Inhale, slowly back to table. Exhale, very slowly down towards your heels. Inhale, back to table. And once more, greasing the joints. Bring your bottom back to the heels. And inhale back to table. Take a deep breath. Exhale into your cat back. So your tailbone is curling under, your chin is tucked, you're arching your back to the sky. Inhale, stretch your head forward, tailbone back, banana shape back. And then exhale back to normal table. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, bring your right knee up toward your nose. Tuck your chin. Extend your right leg back. And then left arm comes forward into the balancing table. Breathe here, engaging your core muscles. Okay, the hand comes down, the foot comes down, but it stays extended behind you. So we're going to pivot. You line up your left hand in front of your left knee, pivot your left foot out behind you, and then lift your right arm and bring your right foot in line with your knee. Right arm comes to the ceiling in our modified kneeling half moon pose. And then once you're here, see if you can reach the right arm beside your ear and push the fingertips toward the left. Really opening up the whole right side. Okay, and then bring your hand back down and walk your foot out to the right so it's perpendicular to your body. Put weight into your left hand and twist open to the right. Inhale, exhale, bring that hand down. Now, keep walking that, bend your knee and walk that foot up, 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 up so that it comes above your head. And then you can use your block here if you like to lower down onto your forearms. into our lizard pose, or you can just lower down onto the mat, or you can just stay up on your hands, whatever your hip will allow. You want your foot to be forward of your head, and you want your knee to be bent slightly so you have a wide angle in your leg, and your knee is someplace close to your shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. And then see if you can put all the weight into your left forearm, either on the block or on the mat, and then open your right arm, twisting your body to the right. And slowly that arm comes down, and then prop back up onto your hands, walk the foot back to table. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left knee comes toward your nose, tuck your chin. Inhale, left leg back behind you straight, level the hips, and then the right arm comes up into the balancing table. Couple more breaths here. Hand comes down, the foot comes down behind you, leg keeps extended. Your right hand's lined up with your right knee. You're going to pivot your right foot out and bring your left foot in line with your knee as you lift your left arm to the ceiling. And then bring it beside your ear, as close as you can, stretching your fingertips toward the right. And then the hand comes back down. And now you're going to walk your foot over to the left so that it's perpendicular to your body. Put weight into your right hand and twist open to the left. Hand comes down. Keep walking your foot now toward the front of your head, to the front of your mat, and then come on down onto your blocks or to your forearms into your lizard pose here. So again, your foot is forward of your head, wide angle in the bent knee. The knee is someplace near your shoulder. And relax in this big, big hip opener. So there are a lot of lymph nodes in your pelvic area and your groin area. So this is helping to activate them. Your groin area lymph nodes are called your inguinal lymph nodes. Okay, put weight into your right arm and then lift your left arm as you twist open to the left, keeping your lizard leg. And the hand comes down, prop back up onto your hands, walk the foot back, all the way back to table. And then we'll tuck our toes, push up to our downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent to start as you stretch your spine long. Spread the fingertips wide, bend the knuckles a little bit so that they take some weight. Push your pads of your fingers into the mat. Let your chest melt toward your thighs, your head between your arms, forearms are being squeezed together. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Rotate your thighs inward slightly as if you were trying to squeeze a block between your legs. And now walk your hands back to your feet, bending your knees a lot so that you can get there. Even resting your belly on your thighs. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And Tadasana. So we're going to go through a little balancing series that we did last week, except I've added something to it. So come forward on your mat, starting in Tadasana. Make sure your spine is nice and erect. Your head's above the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. Feet are parallel to each other. Legs are engaged because your thighs are rolling inward slightly. Your belly's tucked in, shoulders down from your ears. Now we're going to take our right foot and cross it pinky toe to pinky toe over our left. This is a bit of a balance challenge. So your knees can be nestled here if you like. So we're going to come from our hip crease and fold forward. Now, maybe you can only go to here. That's fine. You want to keep your back straight. You don't want to collapse your back. If your hands can come on down to your block, that's okay too. Or if they come down to the mat, that's okay too, as long as you're not collapsing your back. And you can bend your knees a little bit here, but just keep your feet crossed, pinky toe to pinky toe. And for example, I have my belly on my thighs here to keep my back nice and long. And then slowly rise up. It's not as easy as it looks. I don't think so, at least. Uncross. Take a breath here. And then we'll cross the other way. Left over right, pinky toe to pinky toe, knees nestled in each other. Coming from here, lean forward, flat back, and either stay here, and you put your hands on your hips, or if you want to let your hands drop down to a block, just keep your spine long and don't allow your shoulders to come up to your ears. Don't allow your back to overly round. And once you feel good here, it's a whole different stretch to your hamstrings when your legs are crossed like this. If you feel good, you can bring your hands down to the mat. Breathe. And then very slowly rise up. And then uncross back to Tadasana. Okay, the next one is our palm tree tippy toe pose. Another two-legged balance. These are two-legged balances so far. Okay, starting in Tadasana. Bring your palms together at your heart center into Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to inhale as we come up into our tippy toes, push our palms together and reach our fingertips up to the ceiling. So now we're on our tippy toes. Feel your calf muscles engage here. Breathe. I don't think we do this very often. So it's a bit of a balance challenge. And then bring your feet down, bring your hands back to your heart center. Okay, pause here. And we'll do it again. Inhale. Slowly come on up. If you keep your fingers pushed into each other, it helps you balance. Engaging your belly muscles help you balance. One more breath, and then slowly come back down. Okay, once more. Onto your tippy toes, inhale. Feel your calf muscles working here. And then slowly come back down. And release. Next is our tightrope walk. Come to the back of your mat. This is your sobriety test. And it's hard enough to do sober. So we're going to pretend there's a tightrope in front of us. Take one foot heel to toe. So you're going to do this by feel, heel to toe. You're not going to look down. And bring your arms like you're walking on a tightrope so you can use your arms for balance here. And then find your focal point in front of you and then just walk forward heel to toe. Walk forward heel to toe. 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 And by now I'm at the top of my mat. So pause here for a breath. And then we'll go backwards, toe to heel. Toe to heel. heel, toe to heel, toe to heel, and toe to heel. And I'm back of my mat. Good. And bring your hands down and come back to the top of your mat for our final in our balance series. Crane to crescent, crane to crescent. So these are your crane wings. Your fingers are pointed down, your elbows are slightly bent, your shoulders are relaxed from your neck, almost like a buzzard, crane wings here. Shift your weight onto your left foot, lift your right foot in front of you. This is your crane. Couple of breaths here. Okay, so now we're going to shoot our right foot, behind you as far as you can reach, and then bring your arms beside your ears, Urdhva Hastasana, and your left knee is bent. So you're on your right toes, left knee is bent. And then lean back and slowly move your gaze so that you're gazing up between your hands. Be careful, this is a balance challenge here. Lean backward, arching your back. And then come back forward, moving your gaze back forward, finding your focal point here, coming back to your crane arms, and you're shifting your weight back to your left foot, right foot comes back forward. And then down. Check your body out. It's a lot of work on that left leg. So now we're going to move to the right leg. Starting with the crane on the right side, lifting your left knee. Pause here for a couple of breaths. And shoot the left leg way back behind you. Come onto your toes. And then the arms come up beside your ears into a high lunge, a crescent lunge. As you move your gaze slowly upward. Look between your palms, lean backward. Breathe. And then slowly move your gaze back forward. And then back to your crane wings as you bring your knee forward again. And then come on down. Shake everything out. Okay, and then I have something fun to try with you. As if all of this is not fun. This is a lot of fun. We're gonna take a block, come to the back of your mat so you have room to move forward. We're gonna do downward dog, but in a different sort of way. You're gonna put the block between your thighs so that your thighs, depending on how wide your hips are, you can either have the block middle ways or you can have it the narrow ways, but you want your hips to slightly be, your legs to slightly be apart, hip width distance. Okay, so from here, we're gonna bend our knees a lot, holding the block between our legs. And we're gonna bring our hands down to the mat, our fingers down to the mat. So you might require a big bend in the knees. Keep squeezing that block between your legs as you bring your hands forward. Walk your hands on the mat forward. And then you're gonna come into your downward facing dog. So you're gonna walk your hands, 3 or 4 steps forward. Keep squeezing the block between your legs. And when you come to your perfect downward dog distance between your hands and your feet, relax here and squeeze your forearms toward each other. Spread the fingers wide, push into your finger pads, bend the knuckles, let your chest melt to the block or even touch the block. Breathe. You can straighten your legs a little bit here if you like. Spine is nice and long. Okay, now walk your hands back slowly, bending your knees as much as you need to get your hands back to in front of you. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then let's go into Tadasana with the block between our legs. Head above the shoulders, shoulders down from the ears. So this, how your Tadasana legs should feel even if you didn't have a block between them. Okay, very good. Let's put the block aside and we're going to do a little bit of a flow. In fact, you don't want to put them aside. You want to get both blocks and put them in the front of your mat. Okay, once you're ready, come back to Tadasana here, and we'll stretch out our neck to stimulate all the cervical lymph nodes. So from here, allow your right ear to come to your right shoulder. Take your right hand on the left side of your head. Don't pull on it, just let it rest there. And then let your left arm float out at a diagonal and push your left fingertips away from you to feel an increase in that neck stretch. So there are lots and lots of lymph nodes in your neck area. The most concentration of your lymph nodes in the cervical area and your armpits, which are called the axillary lymph nodes, and your groin area and your pelvic area. And then other than that, they're all over your body, but those are the most concentrated areas. And then bring the arm down, bring the head back to center. Take a deep breath. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder, left hand to the right side. And then the right arm floats out. Push your fingertips away to feel the stretch. And release. Back to Tadasana. Open your arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you. Push your chest forward as you pull your hands away from your bottom. And then keeping that pull, make sure your shoulders stay down from your ears. Take a deep breath. Exhale, look to your right. Keep your chin parallel to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, look to the left. Couple of breaths here. Keep your shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your chest down forward and swing your clasp hands over your body so that they're pointing toward the ceiling. Your knees are bent. Maybe your belly's resting on your knees. And then release your fingers so that your palms are facing each other up behind you, pointing to the ceiling. And then inhale. Exhale as you swing your arms in front of you and come into chair pose. Good. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees. Come forward fold, bring your hands all the way down to your blocks, any height. And have your blocks one on either side of your feet. And then step your right foot back to a high lunge. So line up your left knee over the left ankle. Level your hips here. You're putting weight into the right heel and tighten your right quadriceps so that you feel like your thigh is lifting upward. And now we're going to stimulate some of our axillary lymph nodes by rotating our arms. So you're going to put weight into the right hand, take the left arm, swing it forward, and then up, and then all the way around, and then back down. Forward, up, back, and then down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down. Okay, pause here. You can move your blocks to whatever height you need to. to straighten your front leg. So this is a wide pyramid pose. So you can have your blocks up high or low or lower. You want to just keep a nice long spine. Your legs are straight here, but not locked. Your belly is near your thigh or on your thigh. Now rebend the left knee so that you're back into your high lunge, so that your left knee is lined up over the ankle. And then slowly re-straighten that leg back to your pyramid. Keep your head in line with your spine. Try not to let your chin drop. Rebend the left knee. And one more time, straighten. All right, now you're going to put weight to keep your leg straight. Put weight into your right hand and then lift your left arm and twist open to the left. Both legs are straight-ish. So think about moving your left hip back and your right hip forward. And then the hand comes down. Good. And then let your right knee come down to the mat, patting it accordingly to keep it happy. Make sure your right knee is scooted back far enough so you feel a quad stretch. And then we're going to lift up into our Anjani Asana, low crescent lunge. Inhale, open in a T. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back forward, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, open arms in a T. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, slowly back up to center. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the blocks. Tuck your right toes, lift your right foot, right knee, and then shift the weight so that you can bring your right foot up to meet your left. And then slowly rise up. Inhale up. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Okay, other side, inhale up. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold all the way down. Hands on blocks, one on either side of your foot. And then step your left foot back to a high lunge. Make sure your right knee is over the right ankle and that your calf is vertical, perpendicular to the ground. Put weight into your left hand, and then your right arm will swing down, forward in front of your face, up and back down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, and then pause here. Slowly straighten the right leg into your pyramid pose. Keep your spine long, your head in line with your spine. Rebend the right knee back to your high lunge. Make sure your hips stay level. Straighten the leg back to pyramid. Rebend. And then straighten. This time we're going to put weight into our left hand. Move the block around so you have balance. And then lift our right arm, twisting open to the right. Both legs are straight-ish. So this is a version of Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Hand comes down, knee comes down, and then pad the knee here if it makes it happy. And then we'll come up to Anjani Asana on this side, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing each other. Inhale, arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, slowly come back forward, arms back up. Exhale, open. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open, arms back up. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then shift your weight so that you come back up to standing. Slowly rising up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, and then we'll step back into downward facing dog. You can use your blocks here or not. In downward dog, you can put your hands on top of the blocks to elevate the top half of your body. Helps put weight into the back end. And then bring the knees down to the mat. And then sit all the way back towards your heels into child pose, resting your forehead on either the mat, your folded hands, or a block. If you widen your knees, you might feel like it's easier to get your bottom down further. The bottom does not have to touch your heels, just go as far as you can and have a nice stretch to your back. And this is a very good, not only a resting pose, but it's a good immune booster in many ways. First of all, resting your forehead on something that's your third eye. It has a calming effect on your nervous system. And calming your nervous system reduces stress and those cortisols that can be bad for you. And this pose also is putting a lot of pressure on all your pelvic and inguinal lymph nodes. And it's stretching all your axillary lymph nodes in your armpits. Multi-purpose pose here. Slowly push up and then come onto your backs. Grab your belt and grab a block. Handy. So the first thing we want to do is take your belt, make sure you have a long strap. You don't need a loop here. And then you're going to bring your knees up to your chest, and at the center of your belt, you're going to put on the balls of your feet, and then lift your legs up so that the soles of your feet are facing the ceiling. So this is like a reclined staff pose, reclined Dandasana pose. Now, allow your feet to widen on the belt, and your hands will come down to the edges of the belt. Widen your legs as far as they will go, and keep hold of the ends of the strap, and gently pull your feet so that they come toward above your head. Your legs are straight-ish. So this is an upside down Upavista Konasana. Well, it's actually, that's not right because Upavista means upright. So it's Supta Dvipada Konasana. That's what it is. Reclined, two-legged, wide angle. Okay, slowly bring your legs back together, and then you can bend your knees, remove the belt, and grab a block. Put your feet on the mat, lift your sacrum, and put your sacrum on the block. Now, before you lift your legs in the air, we're going to do a full body stretch. See if you like this. Straighten your legs long, and then if you can, and if it feels good, bring your arms above your head, palms facing up, and if the backs of your hands can touch down on the mat above your head, then do that. And then just lie here in this delicious full body stretch with a support on your lower back, your support on your sacrum. A couple of breaths here. Feel your chest open. As you inhale, feel your belly rise. Deep, deep belly breaths. Now bring your arms back down to your sides, and if you would like to bend your knees, you can stay here in a supported bridge or let your legs float up into the waterfall pose, our mild inversion. So this can be done with your legs up a wall, with a pillow underneath you. It could be done with a chair. Just bend your knees 90 degrees and let your calves rest on the seat of the chair. That's another version of this. This is called Viparita Karani. It temporarily takes the pressure of gravity off your spine and your organs. Let's move around in a different way. Recirculate your blood. And please slowly bend your knees. Bring your feet back down. Lift your hips. Move the block. And then bring both knees into the chest. Wrap your hands around your shins. Hug your knees in. Roll around. Make your back feel good. Go one way and then the other direction. And then allow your legs to stretch out long on the mat as you come into your Shavasana pose, Shavasana corpse pose. Taking your time to get comfortable. Focus on your breath. Take a scan of your body. Allow your body to relax. As I read you a poem by Mary Oliver called Daisies. It is possible, I suppose, that sometime we will learn everything there is to learn. What the world is, for example, and what it means. I think this as I am crossing from one field to another in summer, and the mockingbird is mocking me as one who either knows enough already or knows enough to be perfectly content not knowing. Song being born of quest, he knows this. He must turn silent were he suddenly assaulted with answers. Instead, oh, hear his wild, caustic, tender warbling, ceaselessly unanswered. At my feet, the white-petaled daisies display the small suns of their centerpiece. Their, if you don't mind my saying so, their hearts. Of course I could be wrong. Perhaps their hearts are pale and narrow and hidden in the roots. What do I know? But this. It is heaven itself to take what is given, to see what is plain, what the sun lights up willingly. For example, I think this as I reach down, not to pick, but merely to touch the suitability of the field for the daisies and the daisies for the field. Please refocus on your breath and your body, and gently wake up your body, making very small movements. Please bend your knees toward your chest and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you are sealing the masculine side of your body, which is hot, bright, fiery, energetic, and exposing the feminine side of your body, which is cool, dark, calm, collected. And this calmness will carry you for the rest of your day. Please slowly push up to seated. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste. And Jai Yogis. And thank you for coming.